What's happening, everybody? Jay Shockblast here, and I decided to go back to Gambit for a little bit. I don't have Gambit too far. I only have him as a level 11 so far, but I figured I would take this opportunity to show some more Gambit gameplay because he is still pretty new, and as the title of the video suggests, I would like to talk a little bit more about the all-new X Factor. New book that I just started reading, which features new members of a team that we all kind of know and love if you're a comic book fan anyway, and you've been a mutant lover, an X-Men fan, X Factor has always been kind of like a subdivision of sorts to the X-Men. You know, members of X-Men have been a part of it for a long time. And the group is back together with a new book. It is still being written by Peter David. So, he's been around a long time working on X Factor. This time around, it's a little bit different. As you would imagine, since I'm using him in this video here, Gambit is a part of the X Factor. The X Factor in this book is actually a corporate-sponsored a corporate-sponsored superhero team of sorts, and so far in the books, there's been two issues, and we have 3 official members that we have seen in action on their kind of first mission, and that would be Gambit. The leader of the new X Factor right now seems like it's going to be Polaris, even though the book kind of follows Gambit around in a way. Gambit, the thoughts and everything, all the thoughts in the book are that of Gambit, so he's kind of like the lead role, but the leader of X Factor, the all-new X Factor, does seem to be like it's going to be Polaris. And the third known member of the all-new X Factor is Quicksilver. So, parts of this team are seeming familiar if you have followed X Factor, because a lot of these characters were with the group when they kind of disbanded before, or have been members of X Factor at various points in time. Jamie Madrox is not running the X Factor anymore. It was purchased by a gentleman named Harrison Snow, who runs a company called Serval Industries, and he is basically the leader in a way. I mean, he's the corporate owner of X Factor, quote unquote. Jamie Madrox, if you don't know, is Multiple Man, and I believe he was kind of the last leader of the X Factor, so he is not involved so far. There will be 3 more members, and they haven't shown up in the book yet, but it does look like the other 3 members are going to end up being Danger, which is the Danger Room AI, essentially, kind of in a person form or a synthetic form, whatever it may be. Cypher, who I believe is on the cover of the first issue, and then there is on top of that Warlock. Warlock is kind of like a being made up of energy or data. So Warlock and Danger being part of the team are kind of interesting. It's a different kind of take, and obviously Polaris and Quicksilver are like half brother sister kind of deal. So that makes sense. And Gambit, like I said, is kind of like the lead of the book, not the lead of the team. Everything is kind of going through his, thoughts. So, the first 2 books are interesting. They kind of infiltrate some, mutant research facility, and they end up rescuing a couple of different characters. I think Fatal was one of them, along with Reaper and somebody else. I can't remember who it was off the top of my head. I do have the book right next to me, but obviously I'm fighting a Q-36 prototype, so now would not be an inopportune time to open the book. Alright, well that wasn't too difficult. So they had to kind of rescue 3 mutants that were being tested on, and it's interesting to see where it's going to go. They kind of have like a team look. Serval Industries is the corporate owner, and I'll bet that at some point there is an all-new X Factor outfit for Gambit in this game. So it'll be interesting to see if that is the case. Gambit's a lot of fun in this game. I really have enjoyed him so far. I'm about to hit level 12 with him, so I don't know if I'm going to get over to this in time. I'm interested to see X Factor fans what you guys think. Oh, there's Groot. What do you guys think about this book if you've read it? I would not consider myself an X Factor fan per se, but you know, I do think this book was pretty good so far, and I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. It's definitely a different approach. You know, I feel like, you know, these are definitely characters a lot of people want to watch. Gambit had his own book for a while. I don't know if that book is over at this point. He's a fascinating character, not one of my favorites, but I find myself enjoying him a little bit more lately, and maybe it's a little bit because of the game. You know, the fact that, you know, I've played as him here, I'm starting to enjoy him a little bit more. When the book starts, it kind of follows Gambit, like, trying to infiltrate a building and steal some stuff, and Wolverine intercedes on behalf of whoever he was trying to steal from. I hate it when this quest glitches. So, you know, Wolverine kind of tries to keep him on the straight and narrow, get him back to the school to be a teacher, the way he has been for the X-Men lately. And that obviously doesn't quite work out. You know, they don't have, like, they're not seeing eye to eye. And they end up, Polaris ends up finding him in a bar after he, you know, decided to whoop on some locals for, you know, talking shit about Hurricane Katrina. So apparently we failed that mission, even though there's 40 of us. So I'll go ahead and fight. Go fight. What's his face over here? Venom. So yeah, like I said, I want to hear from people who might have already read this book. What you guys think. Again, I've never really followed the whole storyline. This is going to be interesting. There's always like a million people around Venom. So, I don't even know where he is. So, yeah, if anybody else in my, on my subscription list has read the all-new X Factor, what do you guys think? What do you think about a corporate-sponsored superhero team? I guess it's, you know, not really that big of a deal, but there's already kind of like secrets. Gambit is like, you know, wondering if he's doing the right thing, so there's definitely some interesting dynamics. You know, Polaris, I guess, is a little crazy. You know, I've never been a big fan of Polaris, so to be honest, I just figured out that she's the daughter of Magneto. I don't know why that's a surprise to me. I can't imagine there are many people in the Marvel universe that have magnetic powers. So, but for whatever reason, it is a little bit of a surprise, I guess. Let's see, fold them. So, but yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm definitely, like I said, looking. Can I not revive this person? There we go. I am definitely looking forward to seeing what happens next. You know, Gambit is definitely wrestling with everything. I would imagine they're not going to bring back a book like X Factor and have it be like a short run. I have to imagine, excuse me, that it's going to stick around for a while. So I just don't know if it's the right group of characters. I feel like Gambit is the main draw, obviously. I don't feel like... I feel like if you're going to have Quicksilver in a book, he's just kind of got to be there as like a background character. And I guess they can make Polaris interesting enough to where, you know, people want to kind of see what she has going on. I don't really know that Polaris is that interesting of a character, but we'll see. And then, you know, the other three characters, Warlock, Danger, and especially Cypher, are definitely not that interesting. No, I missed them. You know, they're not that interesting, so they're kind of going to be background characters. I mean, Cypher is probably one of the most uninteresting characters there is. I mean, his mutant power is that he can interpret languages, so I don't know. I like the idea of the book. I just don't know about the characters involved. I feel like it needs like one more like semi-star. I just don't know who it would be. I mean, I don't have a problem with them having Cypher in the group, or, you know, Danger or Warlock. You know, those could be interesting characters. I just don't know if they're like booksellers yet. They have to be. I mean, essentially, they really do have to be, because they are 3 of 6 characters. A shotgun. Excuse me. They are 3 of 6 characters, and I don't know that they're really well-known characters. I mean, it's very clear that they're taking an opportunity with this book to see if they can, you know, establish some characters. I don't know. Like, I don't know if Danger or Warlock or Cypher really do anything for me, so that, you know, after this book has a nice little run, if they decide to, you know, kind of branch out with those characters. I don't think that's really something that's going to happen here, just simply because they're not really that interesting. But we'll see. Gambit has obviously had his own book. Polaris and Quicksilver are definitely, you know, background characters. I see a 0% chance of them ever, you know, being, you know, main event headliners that kind of have their own book or anything like that. But, you know, that is the point of doing these super groups like All New X Factor and the X-Men and stuff like that. So we shall see. Mon ami. That is a little bit of French for you since I'm playing as Gambit. I guess this little dungeon crawl is a good enough reason to call it a night with this video. And again, I really just want to see where everybody else is with it, what everybody else thinks about the book. If you've had a chance to read it, what your impressions of it are so far. I mean, it's only 2 issues in. I'll definitely keep watching. So we'll see. And I hope you guys enjoyed. If you weren't aware, there is a new X Factor. There is. And we'll see what happens. This, again, is part of the whole Marvel Now strategy, where they're trying to, you know, start over with some stories, bring some new characters in, or bring some characters back. A lot of different characters are going to be getting their own books. Excuse me. Excuse me. You know, Nightcrawler, as I mentioned in the last Nightcrawler video, is getting his own book. believe it or not, Elektra is getting her own book. So Elektra will have a book. Nightcrawler is gonna have a book. You know, there's a new Defenders, all new Defenders, or I'm sorry, all new Invaders, which has the original Human Torch, Jim Hammond. It has, who else does it have? It has Captain America. It has Namor the Submariner, and then it has Winter Soldier, you know, Bucky Barnes. So that's another interesting book, another interesting topic for maybe another video. Looks like it's going to be an interesting book so far, but we'll see. As always, kind of have to just take it a book at a time. And I guess I'll fight Venom one more time. I've actually fought Venom, you know, more than once in this one little sitting here. And I want to actually get Rocket Raccoon just for that Groot in the background. If you could put together an X Factor, I guess you'd probably base it off of you know, characters that have been in the group before. Who would be in your all-new X Factor? I mean, what do you guys think? Just in a retcon device, really? What do you guys think about the concept of bringing back X Factor to begin with? You know, I don't really see a downside to it. It could certainly be interesting. So I guess only time will tell. And we will see what happens. So, with that in mind, you've seen a little bit of Gambit gameplay. And I hope you enjoyed. I don't have his other costume. But we'll see what happens there too. I could potentially buy him. I'm actually just about to level up again. As you can see, with all these buffs, it is happening pretty fast. So I might as well stay on until I level up. And on cue, I level up. So go ahead and spread the powers here. I'm enjoying Fold'em quite a bit. Might as well add to his sticky fingers, and that will be that. I've got enough retcon devices, so if I kind of screw up with this, it's not too hard to kind of respec them. So without any further ado, though, that's Gambit. All new X Factor. Let me know what you think, and we'll catch you later. See ya.